All right, I want to welcome everybody to the family tree. Put your hands together, family. Hey, hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
yeah, 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 yeah,
All
yeah, yeah,
right, this is
yeah.
the place.
That's what's up. What's up? What's up?
Everybody looking good. Everybody looking good. This is the place where we get our holistic update
I
for the
know that's
week. How
right.
about that? And
Yeah,
with
buddy.
that, I want to bring it on down, Big B. We're going to bring it on down, bring it on down.
Yeah, 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 man. All
All
right,
right, all right. We're
oh,
going to let the folks in. Come on in, come on in.
yes,
And
sir.
thanks for joining us. We're going to come off the. All right, you should be
All
able to
right,
see
there
me
we are.
now.
We
You can
got
see
to see
everybody.
everybody. Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to
Yes,
see here.
sir.
Let's go into the speaker mode there. All right, I want to welcome everyone to the family tree. And this is, like I said, the place where we talk about holistic health. And you get your blast of what we say midweek hump day.
Hump
Yes,
day.
and we hope that you and your family are doing well.
Yeah,
We want to
man.
start off today by saying welcome and don't let this be the last time, but also come on in and bring somebody
Yes,
next time. If you join us for the very first time, this is the place where we call the family tree because we gather around the tree because it's part of our ancient laurel customs. The ancient laurel
yes,
trees is what we gathered around. That was a place where we said that's where we prayed together, we stayed together, but also we talked about problems, solutions, issues with the family. So with that, we bring all our questions today and this evening
yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah.
tree. We say this is your social security, not a check, but your family, right? Because
Yes,
guess
sir.
what? Your problems and things that are going on are usually right around your
Brandon.
family that you can
Yes, sir.
solve. So if you want to join the conversation today, you can go right down to your chat box right there, and you can click on where the heart has react. Click
Reactor.
that, and you put yourself in queue, and you can go up there like Big B, put your hand up or something.
That's right.
And we'll try to get you your question or concern, anything on your heart or mind. We can't get everybody, but we'll try our best. And if we can't
That's
get
right.
it,
Sure
we try
will.
to respond maybe through email if we can get it. If it's not too drawn out, we'll try to get to you. And if we don't have the question, we'll get back to you. We'll bring it
That's
to
right.
another till next week. All right. If you're someone that's maybe calling by phone and you say, well, hey, you know what? I don't want to get on camera and I missed that prompt where it says how to log in. Guess what? You just let us know you're calling by phone and we'll try to get you in. All right.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
you might
yeah.
say, I don't want to get on view because you know what? You just too cute tonight. You in
Hallelujah.
that dominant. You may not want to come on. That's okay. You can put yourself right down in the chat box. And Prophet is over there, aka Fingers,
Fingers is in the
in the
house.
house, in
Yo,
the
buddy.
house. She will pull out your question out of the chat box and we'll try to make sure we get to your question. As I said, we can't get to everybody, but we'll try our best. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
we want to start it off by giving our host with the most, Big B, Bill 1L Morgan, a
Whoop, 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 whoop,
hey.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
What's up, buddy? How you doing
Hey,
over there,
man. Hey,
man?
I'm drawing in, man. What you talking
You
about?
drawing air,
Yeah,
man.
but I ran outside today and put my toes in the grass.
You
What was
put your
left?
toes in the grass. That's
Hey,
what's
what was
up.
left of it?
Right.
Right,
Yep.
the brown kind. There's nobody cutting anymore, man. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. That's right. So you're doing good, buddy.
Yeah, I'm doing
So
well,
tell
my
us,
friend.
man, lots going on right now. We coming
Woo.
around the corner here. It's getting warm outside. They talk
Man,
about
look, it's crazy, boy.
yes, unseasonable weather is going to be tomorrow. They talking about 80
Yeah,
plus
80
tomorrow.
plus tomorrow,
80
man.
plus tomorrow. This isn't seasonable. And, we're going to break all records. Halloween. It's going to be hot outside.
You know what, man? Let me tell you something. This was the time of the year. Every year for like about, maybe 12 years, my wife
Right.
and I would do the Baptist Pastors Conference. We did the videotaping over there every year.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I always knew, never fail. Dude,
Mm.
it can be hot all. Look, the 31st, it dropped in the bottom of the barrel,
It's
dude.
almost like somebody
I
opened the
froze
door, didn't
myself,
it?
man. Yeah,
I
turn
feel
it.
like
Look,
somebody opened the door.
with a big fan behind the ice.
Yes, yes,
But
yes,
other than that,
yes,
man, I got no complaints and things are going well. And
yep.
look, as long as daddy wakes me up, what I say, you got the nerve to wake me up. I got the nerve to do what you want. It's
There
really
you
easy.
go. There you go. So give us
Yes,
our
sir.
favorite numbers, buddy,
Yeah,
from
man.
the
I'm going.
CDC because we're still staying. This is flu season.
Yeah, man.
And with that, we keep track of this because, we are doing actually very well compared to past seasons. So
Yes,
we are
yes.
trending, and give us the latest trending
You
numbers
got it,
if you can
man.
from our
What they
CDC.
say, what you need to know, the seasonal flu activity remains low nationally, family. Check that out now. Our clinical labs for positivity right now for this week is trending sideways at 0.7%. And then, of course, our outpatient respiratory illness is trending also sideways at 2.1%. That's our visits to the healthcare providers this week, where respiratory illness is kind of like baseline, right? And so we're looking at our what we call the hospitalization. That rate for the week is at 0.1 per 100,000. And of course, here we go for our mortality. 0.5% trending sideways of deaths attributed to influenza this particular week. Dr. Paul, so guess what?
We're still in good
No
shape.
complaints, man.
We're still in good shape. You know, the only concern is there is a few of the variations of the Omicron that's rolling around.
Yes,
Nothing like a really concern right now. The Marburg is coming out of Rwanda. Has become an issue, but nothing really to the point where it's caused major concern. So we're trending well, and that's right. Cleanse every change of seasons, right, y'all? Hopefully everyone's doing some level of cleanse, either the colon cleanse, parasite cleanse, something that you're doing to flush out this system. So keep your water up, keep it in, stay on point. All right. Okay, Big B, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man, always.
We're going to get started now. We're going to go into just testimonies. Start off. We always start with testimonies because testimonies go a long way. And from testimonies, we say someone's either going in a storm, someone's in a storm, or somebody's coming out of a storm.
Yes,
either way, it's a testimony. So with that, that's the way we live support for each other. So with that, we need to hear what people are going through because in the midnight hour, Big B,
man, I'm telling you, buddy,
you're going to need that. You're going to need the ability for somebody to help you with, hey, if somebody else can get through it, I can get through it. Because that's support. Sometimes when the system lets you down, you need to know the tree is always here to help you. You see, only God is the author and finisher of your faith, right?
That's right, my friend.
All right.
Yes, sir.
What we're going to do, I want to open up the floor. We always say if there's any testimony, something that you may have said, this is actually something that helped. It's actually my blood pressure went down.
Yes, sir.
Or I did something that we did some onion tea, or we did Big B's beats over there, or something I tried and it actually worked.
Man. Yeah,
we want to give you support at any and all levels that you are on. So I open up the floor right now. Big B, the floor is officially open. Is there anyone on the floor that has a testimony they want to talk about this evening?
And don't be shy, guys. Come on now.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Get to something. All right, Matt, go ahead, buddy. I see your hand. You just unmute yourself and you're ready to. There you go.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, how's it going, family?
All right, man. How you doing over there?
I'm doing well. Can't complain.
Like you in your favorite chair, man. You got the lean going on, bro.
You already know that is true. That is true. So I do want to say this, that when I heard you on Karen Hunter, I was dealing with gout. It had just started. And I'm like, I thought I stubbed my toe in my sleep. Come to find out that's what it was. So the next day I heard you on Karen Hunter. I got on, listened to that first show a couple of weeks ago, and just by me drinking crystal geyser water, using the Himalayan sea salt, cutting out the alcohol, the beer, the red meat, and the sugars to the best of my ability and all that stuff. Do you know that has went away?
Come on, man.
Swelling went down.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. Issues. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Appreciate you.
That's awesome, brother. Hey, everybody on mute.
Yeah, buddy. That's what's up.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
congratulations.
God bless you.
So thank y'all. So I got my wife on here. My mom is on here tonight. She
All right.
Ask a question, but I done already got us the green juice. We done got started on it. Just doing everything we can to be proactive about our health. So
there you go, Mac. There you go, Mac. Thank you so much, brother, for that testimony. You helped somebody this evening. And Mac came from the Karen Hunter show, what we did a couple of weeks back. And, Karen Hunter, give a shout out to Karen Hunter and all the folks that are joining us from the Karen Hunter show. It's a great way that she spotlights, and we did a great thing. So it was excellent that you have that testimony, my brother. Please share that information. Share your testimony because that's the way we grow together. We live and we grow together because people are suffering just like that silently and don't know.
Man.
It's all about that acid, y'all. It's about pH. That pH is off. You got to get that alkaline. So thank you, Mac. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you
Yes,
so much.
sir.
All right. Who else we have here? Anyone else? Who else we have?
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Talk
Don't
to us
be
now.
shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Grand risings,
All
everyone.
right, Nathan,
Hey,
how are you?
Nita, how you doing?
I'm better than some, and better than most.
Well, all
There
right,
you
I
go.
heard
There
that.
you go.
Talk to us now. That's right.
Now,
That's right.
I don't know if you may say this is testimony, but I want to give accolades to you because I finally went in. I've checked out the different resources you had on your website, but I really give you kudos for how you put that managing a healthy lifestyle together.
Okay.
Because I'm utilizing it as a teaching tool for my patients.
Mhm.
I downloaded it, copied it, and I took it to Staples and had them copy and bind it for me.
Oh, wow.
So it
Mhm.
is a booklet. Let me just show you what it
Mhm.
looks like after
Mhm.
getting it done. I don't know if you can see this.
Well, excuse
Yes.
me. Go ahead with your
There you
bad self,
go. There
Nathan.
you go.
Now, I said, how much is it going to cost? And he told me, I said, well, give me 5 for right now because
Mhm.
I'm really only going, I need to give it to every patient,
Mhm.
but I really want to give it to patients who, and I can assess and tell that they are going to receive.
Right.
Yes, yes,
Because some
yes.
people it costs me a little bit too much for you to take this and throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
There you
yeah.
go.
So
Well,
I
let's
will,
give Nita a hand. Let's give Nita a shout out for being an ambassador of health over there. You're doing some great things and you're explaining it. You know, the mastering a healthy life.
Thank you.
Yes, everybody come off mute for her right now. Come on,
Thank
give
you.
her a
That's a
hand,
great
Nita.
idea.
Come on.
Good job.
Yes,
Good job.
Good
Congratulations,
job.
yes,
Lisa.
Good
yes.
job.
Great
yeah.
Great
congratulations.
job.
So when's she coming in? When's she coming in for her assessment?
Listen, I talked to
Yeah.
Ivy today, and I told her I will be calling. Not, I talked to her yesterday. I said I will be calling you, Ivy.
Yes, yes.
I
And
told
what
you I was getting this body right so I can have all green when I come there. I think that's
there
what.
you go.
Well,
There you go. Now
well.
here's the thing. Here's the wonderful thing. See, the mastering a healthy lifestyle. If you're joining us for the very first time, you can go right to my website, www.drpaulers.com. You can download the actual mastering a healthy lifestyle, and it's a free booklet guide that I put together. And I said, if I was to give someone the 101 real quick, this is just a quick check for some of the things that are the most important things. That's it. So it's talking about the salt. We're talking about the circadian rhythm. We're talking about the pH balance, and also the top 10 toxic foods.
Yes.
Woo! That right there opens up a whole lot of things. So with that, it's a good guidebook to start conversation, and that's really what it was supposed to do, Nathan. I'm so glad that you're using it because it starts conversation. You know, when you can now look at it and then you start to break it down even further, you can give it more interpretation as someone who opens it up for them. You know,
Right.
the
Yes.
number one thing that I get all the time when folks are sitting in front of me, the question is, now I understand. That's exactly
Mm-hmm.
what they say. Now I understand because I believe that we don't get the true nature of what it really means. And sometimes we get things just misconstrued because I think their explanations are really, you're not telling me what's happening to my body. So that's
Yes.
that was the goal of the Mastering Healthy Lifestyle. Go there, it's a free download, free, and just then, use it as you may. So thank
And
you,
to
Nita.
copy
I
it, it's
appreciate you.
only 14 pages. It's not bad.
Yeah, 14 pages is not bad. That's right. That's correct. So thank you, Nita. I appreciate you. Looking
No
forward to
problem.
seeing you, Nita.
Oh, I'm coming. Eyes are coming.
I'm a coming.
Oh,
I's coming. Don't you start now.
because you got Dr. Rilla over there.
I came from Tennessee.
So start no stuff now.
I'm sorry.
Don't start nothing that won't be nothing. I
Oh,
heard
We're
that.
still trying to get Dr. Paul out of the office and into the nation with that RM3A. Y'all keep praying.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. That's right. We got to do that. That's correct. That's correct. Okay. let's get things moving.
All right.
We got we have
Anybody
anyone
else?
else a testimony, and then after that, Big P, if we don't have someone, I have a special guest that's going to join us.
Okay.
So I want to go right to our guest, but I
Okay.
want to make sure we have everyone that has gone with a testimony. Does anyone have anyone
Anybody else?
share the testimony? And it's okay, you can come back later if you don't. Okay. Does anyone have a testimony they want to share with the family? All right. If not, Big
All right,
D.
look, Dr. Lee, let's go to it. Let's rock,
All
buddy.
right, so I want to introduce, and we always say we introduce our friend that comes in with us every so often. He sighs on in because I tell him, you got to come on in, man, because every change of seasons,
Wow.
we change. So as the seasons change, we change. That's why we have to cleanse every change of season, but also it means a change in dynamics with our exercise.
Yeah.
Staying in shape. So we got to keep, because remember, this body was made for what? Movement.
Moving.
So if you don't move it, you
losing it. Losing it.
So I want to open up the floor, and I hope I did see him pop in.
Yeah, he's in. I just saw him.
I want to bring to the family tree, and I want y'all to give him a big old hand. Coming back again with us to open up and share good stuff with us. That's Dodd Stocker Edwards.
Big Dodd. Talk to us, buddy.
My brothers and my sisters.
All right, there you are. Go ahead with your bad
Good to
self.
see everybody.
See that? Dodd, when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you, boy. I don't know what you talking about.
Come on now. You got it. We all want to be you, Big Bill.
Yes.
Dr. Paul, how are you, sir?
I am doing well, brother. You know what? I've been pulling your strings on the latest thing that I've been struggling with, which is that QL.
Well,
and that lower back, boy. I tell you, boy, it's been kicking my tail, bro. But I tell you, the exercises are really helping. So the stretching and all those things really work. So tell us, man, what we gonna talk about today, Dodd?
Well, it's one thing that we have to keep in mind. Your body is created to be physical.
yes.
If you don't move, after the age of 40, we lose about 1 to 3 pounds of muscle every year.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're tapping into that fountain of youth, which is resistance training, cardio, managing your stress levels, having a sleep system. Growing up, as young folks, we wanted to stay up late, sleep in, not work real hard physically. And I didn't grow up as an athlete, although I'm very athletic now. I grew up as a musician, a skinny kid. But in my sophomore year of college, I discovered weights, joined the powerlifting team, did a lot of stuff, managed the gym, went on to buy a couple of gyms. So as a former gym owner, I've seen everything. And I've seen people, just like Dr. Paul has, reverse all kinds of things, from cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and many more, but you have to put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to work for decades, and we go to work to get that paycheck. You may love what you do, but you want that compensation on the back end. So when you put the time into your workouts, your paycheck, good health. Your paycheck is being able to get up and down off the floor without struggle. Your paycheck in our last 30, 20, 10 years is being physically independent so that your family and your loved ones don't have the burden of taking care of us. So it's on us to do something, to move the body, to lift heavy weights. And when I say heavy, that's relative to where you are, to any physical ailments you have, injuries, issues in terms of, let's say you got a knee issue or a hip issue or a back issue. So what we have to do, you work around it. But it starts with the preparation first, putting in the time. And if it was up to me, I would exercise 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would do strength training 3 to 4 times a week, cardio in between, and then active recovery, stretching, meditation, walking, that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's do some questions, some Q&A.
Now, Dad, I want to start off with a real quick one now. with some of the things that you just said, as far as what you should do every day, I think what should be like a mandatory sort of getting your muscles warmed up would be the dynamic stretching. Would you be the dynamic stretching first? Would you agree with that?
Yeah,
Doing
well,
some
let's clarify that type of stretching.
Mm-hmm.
So I run a boot camp class every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing we do is dynamic stretching as opposed to static stretching. So dynamic stretching would be, let's say you start with rolling the head around, both directions, forward, backwards, look over your shoulders with your eyes, pause. Then we go into dynamic stretching with the band. So bands, you can buy a really good set of bands for $15, $20.
If you take prescription medicines and you can make me a list or have them available
Make sure
so
you
that I
mute
can do a
yourself,
quick
Melinda.
video
Dr. Renda, make
and
sure you
add them to the
mute
chart
yourself. Mute
later,
yourself.
it shouldn't take any
Dr.
more than 30
Gordon, can you mute yourself, Dr. C?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, great. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Don.
All right, so we start off with dynamic stretching.
Mhm.
So from the top down. Now, the most injury-prone joint in the upper body is shoulders. So we start with slight bands. We'll do movement slowly with a slight pause in many different directions. From there, we might do things like warming up the core, soft knees, hinge at the hip, take those arms down, swing slowly.
Mhm.
So these are exercises that anybody can do.
Mhm.
Then we'll move to the lower body. I'll have my clients lift that leg slowly. 2 hands, pull it up to your chest.
Mhm.
Go to the other side. Lift it up slowly. 2 hands to the chest. Test them as we go along. They're expecting me to do the same thing. Knee up slowly. 2 hands to the foot. Chest up high. Pull it up. Now, I don't hold any of these stretches for a long time because in the beginning of the workout, the muscles are not warmed up. The muscles are not stretched out. So that's where pause, stretch, pause, stretch. So that's the dynamic stretching. Then we do our resistance training. At the end of that, then we do static stretching. So that's when we can do a stretch, hold it for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, something like that. So to answer your question, static in the beginning before resistance training, before cardio, and then, I'm sorry, dynamic in the beginning, workout, static at the end.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Anybody have a question for Dodd today? Any questions about working out? Dodd, you know what? While people are thinking about questions to ask, you know what? I think people don't work out because they get sore. Right? They get sore.
Let's do a quick poll.
Yeah.
If you work out currently, put a 1 in the chat.
If you currently work out, put a 1 in the chat. Y'all hear that? Put a 1 in there. There you go. We got a lot of workouts. You know, a lot of folks work out.
Okay,
here.
coming. All right. If you don't work out and you would like to work out, put a 2 in the chat.
Good.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about those who don't work out? Let's talk about why and what they would like to do. How come you don't work out?
A lot of confusing information.
Okay. That's common.
Yeah, clarify that a little bit for us. Give us an example.
So for instance, like just knowing which exercise would be best. Like sometimes you hear don't do as much cardio, don't run, do strength training more than anything. Then HIIT exercises aren't good. And then you find someone else that says, yeah, HIIT exercises are good. It's just so much conflicting information.
Gotcha. All right. So
good question. Good question.
That's a really good question. Let's address that. So number one, with the internet, you can find answers everywhere, and a lot of times those answers are conflicting. So I would take advantage of people around me who look the part, who are fit, who are knowledgeable. Tap into them, whether it's a fitness coach, whether it's a relative. So try to learn from other people in terms of what is working for them. Not saying that they're always going to give you the right answers, but if you only have yourself to learn from, how can you really grow?
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's right. All right. Anyone else have a question?
Not necessarily a question, but I am doing 15-minute walks in the house. I may do 2 of those, and I just started adding 15 minutes to my bike. I just can't be consistent.
Okay, and are you doing any resistance training?
No.
Why not?
You mean resistance like with bands or something like that?
Resistance, anything weights, body
No.
weight, bands, weight machines, strengthening machines, dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells.
No, nothing like that.
Okay, and why not?
Well, I've had several accidents, and there's not a part of my body that's not damaged. I have 2 torn rotator cuffs.
Yep.
So when I try, I don't necessarily use bell bars. I may use a can of vegetables.
Right.
And I may do it a couple days, and then I put it down and I don't get back to it.
All right. Your body is only going to be as strong, flexible, limber, and resilient as you give it a reason to be, dictated by the demands you put on it. So one thing that a lot of people do if they have had an injury or they don't know what to do, they don't do anything. Everybody on this call knows subconsciously they should be moving.
Yes.
They should be lifting weights. Everybody knows that. So you had two rotator cuff injuries. I dislocated this shoulder twice and this one once, probably 30 years ago. After the second time on this side, and that was the third of both sides, I determined Monday morning, I'm going to prioritize shoulders, and I have not had an injury since then. So everything is connected. And if you're walking on a regular basis, good for your cardio system, good for some parts of the legs, but everything is connected. So if you have imbalances, that's going to show. That's, those things you kind of ignore and push them under the rug. So at some point, you're going to trip over those things. So you really do have to be proactive about solving the issues rather than just saying, I was injured. I don't want to re-injure myself. But you take elite athletes like, let's say, NFL players. So 2 years ago, Dak Prescott dislocated his foot. His foot was turned backwards.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
And-
literally. Yes.
It happened in the
hard to
NFL
look
2
at.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, it happened in the NFL again.
Mhm.
Now, these are millionaire athletes, so they have all the best conditioning, all the best doctors and coaches and therapists. They don't give up their careers. They go in and they get treatment. So this Dak Prescott, who had his foot facing backwards,
Ouch.
is still an elite athlete because he put the work in. Well, every week in the NFL, somebody gets injured. They put the time into rehab and they work their way back. So you start where you are and then gradually increase what you're doing.
so should I be doing that the same time that I'm doing the walking and the bike, or every other day? No.
No. So the way I structure for my clients, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we do full body resistance training. The full body except core. So Tuesday and Thursdays, we do core and cardio. Weekends, they get to rest. Saturdays, I take myself to the public gym. So I'm doing a 6-day program, and all the clients are doing 5 days. So when you do resistance training, you're going to create micro tears in the muscle fibers.
Okay.
And so that's where you get the soreness from, and that's a good thing. That
It's a
full
good
day
thing.
off, that's a good thing.
Oh,
because
okay.
She said, don't feel like a good thing. I understand.
You
But
take
it's a
that day
good thing.
off. You take that day off for those muscle fibers to repair themselves. Resistance, a day off, 48 hours later, you can go back to working that muscle group. So that's why we split it up Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, resistance, Tuesday, Thursdays, cardio and core.
Can you give us in the chat some kind of a rundown as to, the weekend model? That I think the people would know that. Exactly what you just said. Is there some way you can do that, Prophetess?
I'm typing. He said Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, full body resistance, and Tuesday and Thursday is
core and cardio.
Core and cardio.
Right. And then what I would encourage everybody to do, commit yourself to taking a 10-minute walk, either after lunch or after dinner. Commit to 10 minutes. I promise you, you are going to choose to turn that 10 minutes into 12 to 15 and 20, and you'll enjoy it. And you'll start seeing some benefits to your body and your mind too.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Dad, I got a question for you. Got a good question for you. When so many people always want to know, I would tell you the number one question that I always get is people say, well, should I eat before I work out or eat after workout? When do I eat? And because I wake up, I'm hungry and I want to do something, but I don't know what to eat or if it'll interrupt with the process of the workout.
All right. So we were indoctrinated that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. We were indoctrinated this thing called snacking in between. We were indoctrinated to have 3 square meals a day.
That's too much.
Our ancestors didn't eat like that. And I'm going to get around to answering that question as it pertains to exercise. So, Dr. Paul, have you talked about autophagy?
No, we have covered it, at some point in time. Just break it down for those. We got a lot of good listeners, new listeners.
All right. So if you are eating every 2 or 3 hours, you're not giving your digestive system rest. So if you can go, well, I'm going to tell you what I do, and then I'll break it down a little bit. I fast from Sunday dinner to Monday dinner. And for the last month, I've been having a meal in the morning and then dinner with nothing in between. I want my gut to be empty for about 8 hours. Sunday to Monday is 24 hours. So after about 12 to 18 hours, autophagy sets in where your strong cells are devouring your senescent, your old, your damaged cells. And so if you are eating every 2 or 3 hours around the clock, like marketing tells you to do, you're not giving your gut a chance to be empty, and you're not giving your body a significant enough chance or time to regenerate and get rid of those old cells in the body. So if you're asking the question, how should I schedule my eating compared or as it relates to my exercise? Everybody's a little bit different. You have to figure out what works for you. The number one thing in nutrition is the prioritizing your macronutrients. Does anybody not know what I'm going to say the 4 macronutrients? Conventionally, they talk about 3, but a lot of times there's a 4th that we should talk about. Anybody want to chime in and talk about macronutrients?
That's your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates.
Yes. And the 4th one should be fiber.
Oh, yes, for sure.
All right. So fiber is going to help push the clogginess out of your system. And many of the diseases that are common and are on the rise nowadays are because of too much carbohydrates in the body. Those carbs, especially highly processed carbs,
empty carbs,
sugar. Those low dense in terms of nutrition, stuff we don't really need, but good fats, clean protein, those are the things you should choose first in terms of your meals. And you should also eat those, your vegetables, your proteins, your fats, and then finish up with your carbs. All right.
Okay.
Can you please give some example of clean protein, especially if you consider yourself a vegan or vegetarian?
All right, so there are tons of vegetables that are high in protein. Broccoli, some others. I eat meat.
Lentils,
Say it again.
Lentils.
lentils, beans,
Lentils or beans.
your non-GMO,
He said that.
organic tofu.
Remember, the greatest source of protein is always going to be the plant, because only a
Right.
plant can grab the nitrogen out the air to create the building blocks of the cell. So when people say protein, we've been miseducated to think that it only comes from animals.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest lie they ever told. Got it? Remember, the only reason that the animal has the plant, the only reason the animal has protein is because the animal eats the plant. Got it? So if you go down to, and that's third, fourth, sixth generation. So why go there when you can just go to the fruit, the vegetables to get your protein, which is complex carbohydrates, which is packed. That's what Dodd's saying, that when you get that energy, that makes a big difference in your workouts and the things, because you're transferring energy. Yeah, you get all that energy. Yeah,
absolutely.
So my other question about that is, the reason why I'm asking this question is because a nutritionist has said that I'm not eating enough protein because I don't eat meat. And she was saying, yes, you do get protein from your vegetables, but it's not that many. So, like, for instance, she's saying I need to have over 100 grams of protein a day.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so with vegetables, you don't always get all of your amino acids. I would look into how to get those things if you're not eating meat. I would do some research on how to get the other amino acids that are not found in the plants you're eating or the vegetables.
Yeah, and they're talking about specifically B12 cobalt. They're talking about cobalt. Usually that's what vegans and vegetarians have to get a lot of. And remember, you can get that from other sources. They just don't advertise it. Sea vegetables are a great source for that. Algae, the green drinks, all of those things. So you can get it from other sources, but you got to watch the meat, because the meat is contaminated now. So now you're getting that RGBGH, which is actually the recombinant bovine growth hormone. They're trying to make the calf make 1,000 pounds by 1 year. But guess what? That's going to make you look like 1,000 pounds before 1 year, because it's going to be in there. So you got to watch it and just take it in perspective. Just take it in perspective.
You can get it from mushrooms too.
What's that?
Recombinant bovine growth hormone. Yep. RBGH. That's what it's called.
And Dr. Paul might not talk about this often enough or frequently enough, but Dr. Paul's green drink is an amazing source of the things we should be having every single day in our nutrition.
I do.
So if you haven't tried it and you're not on it on a regular basis, I would implore you to do that.
Yeah, I take it on a regular basis.
Great source. Absolutely.
Thank you, Dad. I appreciate you, man. I do. There's so much other stuff to talk about, but yes, that is.
I will say, and can I share? Hey, Dad, this is Yvette. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Yvette.
We miss you. Where are you?
I miss you too. I'll come back soon, but I do still do a little something, and I still work out, do something. However, I will share with everybody, learning from Dad and working out with Dad as far as strength training is. Sunday I fell in my daughter's driveway. I stepped on one of those cones that fall from her tree. I stumbled and I fell. It took me a little longer to get up, but no bones or nothing was broke. So strength training do help with your bones and keep you from breaking easily. So thank you, Dad. I just wanted to share. I learned that from you, and it is a great benefit to strength training.
All right. First
All
of
right
all,
now.
let's stop right there. Whenever
That's
we
right.
on
Hey,
God, we
that's
gotta
one of
give
those
you
stealth,
a
Dr.
shout.
Paul.
We got a stealth testimony.
Got it.
Everybody come off mute. Let's give
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Testimony,
Congratulations.
testimony.
Stealth testimony time.
Absolutely. And we want to thank God.
Congratulations.
Yes. And
That's
also thank God, because God, you're really getting people and you're walking them through the process. These are complicated things because we hear a lot of things in the media and online, and you don't have a personal relationship. That's why I thank you so much for when you come on, you're giving that information that we really need. Thank you.
Yeah.
Before you go, I have a question from Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, where is it?
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't, but if you have any questions for me, I think my email is in.
It's in the chat. It's in the chat, Doc.
Yeah. Any questions? Just send me an email.
There's a question about the belly fat that this person was saying that it's a hard getting rid of that. Is there anything specific they can do?
All right, so that's visceral fat.
Diet.
What?
Visceral
diet.
fat. Yeah, so that's the dangerous fat. That's the fat that surrounds your internal organs, mainly in the belly area. So visceral fat happens over a lot of time. But reducing that visceral fat is not going to happen overnight. So you got to eat right, prioritize sleep. Nutrition's got to be there, of course, but strength training and cardiovascular workouts, all those things combined over time, you can reverse that. But it's not going to happen just by cardio. You got to do that weight training.
Yeah.
All right. And everybody should look up visceral fat. Do your own research. Visceral, VISCERAL, visceral fat.
Yes.
Say that again, please.
Visceral, V as in Victor, I, S as in Sam, C as in Charlie, ERAL, visceral fat.
And may I jump in, Dr. Paul, ask a quick question?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Thank you, because thank you, Mr. Dodd. This is wonderful. You talked about walking after the dinner hour. Of course, it's dark now. What do you think about the step aerobics? Many of whom are on YouTube, where you're pretty much in your living room or wherever you have space, and you get I think a pretty good workout from the movements that you do.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, everything works. Whether it's walking, running, rebounding, weight training with machines, body weight, free weights, kettlebells, Olympic weights, all those things work, but you got to be consistent. You have to be aware of how you need to change things up. If you're doing cardio to reduce body fat, it's not going to happen because your body's going to adapt to that. You're going to plateau and then progress stops. You got to be hardening muscle. All right. The more toned up muscle you have on the body and the harder it is, the more calories you burn when you work out, when you sleep, and everywhere in between that. So it all works. So whether it's YouTube, you can find great information out there. You got to find what works for you, what can fit your schedule. I tell my clients, the first thing is safety and proper form, but always challenge yourself with progressive resistance. You start with 2 squats, do 2 squats. When that gets easier, go to 4 squats, go to 6 squats. Everything else, same way. Progressive resistance, start somewhere, but increase what's challenging for you.
Does this include people with arthritis in the knees or?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
You have arthritis. Maybe you have arthritis because you're not exercising.
And
Absolutely.
inflammation.
All right, so
it's important.
Everything's connected. So you want to strengthen your muscles, your ligaments, all those things. You can't just take them for granted and think that, oh, If I don't move wrong, I'm always going to be good. Something's going to happen. It's like Yvette said, she stepped on the cone, rolled her ankle, whatever, fell down.
And she's fine. That's great.
Fine, because she's putting the time into that strength training.
Yep. All right, Dad. One more thing. I want you to tell everyone how they can be a part of your class that you do every morning. Tell them all your information, your contact information, website, all that good stuff, so we can stay in touch.
So take down my mobile number, 215-287-6388. Email is Dodd@pumpdog.com. It should be on the screen.
Yeah, it's in the chat too, Don.
Yeah, and boot camp is Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So contact me. We can talk, see if it's a good fit for you. But don't let anybody talk you into it. You have to be self-motivated for it to happen, for it to last.
Yes.
What were the days again?
Is that in
Please?
Philadelphia?
It's on Zoom.
It's on Zoom.
It's virtual.
Okay.
What were the
Great.
days
Thank
again,
you.
please?
Every day.
Every day, Monday through Friday, 7 to 8. 7 to 8.
7 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Thank you,
All
everybody.
right, can everybody
All right,
come on
man.
and
That's
give
what's up,
God,
Big D.
give God
Appreciate you, man.
Everybody come off mute.
Tomorrow rollout. Is tomorrow rollout?
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Thank
Yes,
you,
tomorrow's
son.
rollout. Rollout. No, tomorrow's not a rollout. So let me just finish with this.
Trying to get him all excited. Yvette. Leave him alone.
Inside, he's agreeing to something.
The last Friday of the month, we always roll out.
Right.
Tomorrow's core and cardio.
There you go. There you
Thanks,
go.
everybody.
All right,
All right,
thank you,
appreciate
Doug.
you, man.
Everybody, before we
Appreciate
go,
you, man. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Doc.
you so
Thanks so
much.
much, buddy.
come off mute.
Great,
Thank you,
too.
buddy.
He's a role model.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you,
That's
buddy.
what's up. See?
And also, if you want to get that green drink, Dodd is the one that's actually, he will be the contact. If you have any issues, any problems, go to shop.drpaulherbs.com. You can order the green drink, and that's where we can get all the information about that right on the website. Also, you can get the colon cleanse and the parasite formula if you're trying to do starting a 40-day detox, we say, change the seasons. That's where we start. So thank you, Dodd. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right.
Dr. Paul, this was such a gift. God is good. Do you know, I just talked to my daughter about this because I exercise, but I don't know what days you should be doing, like the science of when you do cardio, when you do muscle training. And he just explained that.
Yes.
That
absolutely.
was wonderful. Perfect timing. Thank
That's
you.
because he knew you was coming, Kamara. That's all.
Hey, ain't nothing but God. Thank
We
you so
all
much.
in the spirit. How
If you
about
can't
that?
see it working, you ain't looking.
You can't see God, you ain't looking.
You ain't looking.
You ain't
Thank you
looking.
so much.
Having him on.
Yes.
That was a
All
treat.
right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
So,
doctor.
absolutely. And thank you, Yvette, for that testimony. That was a
Yes,
great
yes,
testimony.
yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. Let's get started. And we're going to go in, Big B. We're
Yeah,
going
man.
to start
You
with
know,
the questions. You can go on this Facebook. You can go on the chat or whatever you want to
You know,
go.
at UAC, we've been taking a lot of those at Prophets. We've been getting a lot of those from Facebook. But there was a person that was on earlier, and he kind of dropped off. I want to make sure Vaughn, he was one. He had his hand up first. Vaughn, are you still around? Was there any particular question that you had? I see it pop up, but are you? You got to unmute, Vaughn. You there? You still there?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know how many questions I can ask in one thing.
Two.
Two.
Two. Okay. All right. Well, here's the first question. So I had got, well, I think this is kind of a personal question.
Well, if it's
all right,
personal,
well, I'll ask something else.
Yeah, you probably don't want to share it if it's personal. Just have a one-on-one assessment.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
want to be general today if we're on.
All right.
personal,
So I know I asked you about this herb, I guess, because I had ordered the green drink, but I was kind of starting to take the haritaki like as an herb.
What?
So I just kind of want to know like your thoughts of like haritaki. Like, have you heard of it? Do you recommend it? You know.
Yeah. I mean, you talking about the mushroom you're talking about, the haritaki mushroom?
I think so. I think it's a mushroom.
Yeah, yeah.
What it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So what you're talking about, any of the mushroom family is always going to deal with cognitive. Got it? Cognitive, because it's going to deal with mental focus, concentration. It cleans the liver. That's what all of the mushrooms. So whether it's haritaki, you can actually deal with chaga, you can do with, you name it, lion's mane, uh, king's trumpet, all these names, turkey tail, all these are good. But you got to know and understand what you're taking it for. That's the key. So remember, herbs move based on what their energy. They're either going to speed you up, slow you down, or balance you out. Got it? So it's all energy, it's all food. So you got to know, why are you taking it? That would be my concern, and if that would be something for you. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of taking it as, for like, cleansing, like digestion, but it's but at the same time for focus or so. But I'm taking it very slow because it's very potent. So I was wondering, do I take in more water? Because sometimes I just need more water like throughout the day, but I know too much alkaline water is not good. But it's like I need at least 5 or 6 bottles of water a day.
Right. You got to remember now, any herb you take is going to demand water. Water is the key element to make everything work. Without water, the body cannot process and do what it's supposed to do. So, for example, the haritaki actually deals, as I was just saying, it helps to rejuvenate. It's an antioxidant. A lot of mushrooms have antioxidant properties. So that means they're cleaning the hair, the skin, the nails, the blood system, but also cleans the blood. Got it? So that's your liver. So if it's doing all of these things, it can't do that without water. The worst thing anyone can do is take herbs and not drink water. Got it? That's the worst thing you can ever do. I'd rather you not take the herb at all than to take the herb and not drink water. That's how very detrimental it is for you to have water. And not only water, but it's got to be the right water. You got it? So that's water with energy. So you're doing the right water, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm doing the crystal geyser, but like I said, sometimes I need to drink like 5 or 6 bottles of water a day because that's just what
Okay,
I'm used to.
so what are you using that method of 5 to 6 bottles, or do you have any method that you're using?
Well, I drink one in the morning and then I drink a couple bottles throughout
No,
the day.
no. What I'm getting at is that there's a fundamental rule of thumb, and it should be half the body weight in ounces. Got it? So whatever your weight is, split it in half, and then that's the ounces that you should have daily. Got it?
But since I'm taking the herb, won't I take more than that? Because
Not
it's a powder
necessarily.
form.
You gotta start with your fundamental foundation first. Then you can move forward. You gotta ask yourself, are you doing that right now? Got it? Are you doing your base? Your baseline is half your body weight in ounces.
No.
Okay, so are you doing that?
Yes, I was doing that for a couple days, and then like I just started the herb last night.
Right. So it's gonna take its course. If you just take half your body weight in ounces, you should be good. Okay.
Even if I take the herb.
Even if you take the herb, yes. This as long as you're taking the herb, you can't mess up. This is all food, so you can't mess up. Number one, it's just basically you have to make sure that you're getting the proper amount. If you're detoxing with something, make sure you have proper instructions on how you're taking it. Number one, is it capsule? Is it teas? Things like that. That's the first thing.
Gotcha.
And then make sure that when you're taking this, number one, do you need this? Got it? Because you can be taking something, and when you start detoxing that liver, it's going to start to now do things, because the liver is called the organ of the emotions, drama, trauma. It deals with change. It's dealing with all kinds of things that you're detoxing. It harvests all of the, let's say, psychic energy. That's your right side. Everybody touch your right side. Right under that rib, right there on that right side. That's right there. Sometimes you can touch it and it feels it's a little bit tender on that side. That means usually got a little detox you need in order for the liver. Got it? So just take it in consideration, work with your baseline forward, and then move forward. Got it? So take your baseline, half your body weight in ounces, get that number, and then you divide that by the size of the vessel. What size is your vessel that you use? Are you using a cup? Are you using a 32 ounce, 64? What are you using?
Because it's so potent, I use literally a quarter teaspoon of the powder and I put it in a lot of water, but I
No,
don't drink the
no,
whole
I'm not talking
thing.
about.
No,
I'm not
no.
talking about the herb. I'm talking about your
Uh,
water.
Water.
oh,
Your
well,
water.
I just do half my body weight three
Right. But
times a day.
what size is your container? The container.
16, just like 16.9 ounces.
Right. So that means half your body weight, whatever that is, divided by 16.9. That tells you how many bottles you would take a day. You got it?
Wait. Do,
Do you want me to do it for you? If you don't,
Yes.
if you want
Doing
to.
it right.
So
wait,
take
I
your.
need to make sure I was even doing it right, first of all.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
you have.
If
so,
you want to share, let me just give you an example. Okay.
okay.
Say, for example, if your weight was 150, got it?
Uh-huh.
You divide that by 2, of course, would be what? 75 ounces. Got it? That's 75. So 75 ounces would be that person's half their body weight that they would need to get throughout a day. Got
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Divide that by 16.9. So that person would be about 4.4. That's about 4.5 bottles of that 16.9 size. Got it?
Gotcha. So they would drink 4 bottles.
4.5. It's
Four and a
closer to
half.
4.5. 4.4 to be exact.
Gotcha.
Okay, so what you would do is work that around. That's your baseline. Now, if you start taking any sort of detoxing and things, then you move forward to there. You may have to take something if you're doing a liver cleanse. But I would say get instruction first before you do anything. Okay.
Gotcha.
All
Get
right. Thank you
instructions
so
from
much.
you or somebody else?
You need an assessment. Yeah. Are you in the Philadelphia area?
Gotta come to him.
Are you in the Philadelphia area?
Are you in the Philly area, Vaughn?
Can you not listen?
I think he's talking to somebody else.
No,
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 I'm
I'm
asking,
talking to you.
we're
Yeah,
asking
that's
you,
what
are
it
you
is.
in the Philly area?
Yeah. I was just there yesterday.
Okay, so you should follow the directions I gave you. You gave that's
I
assessing. You got it.
I know I
Yeah.
am. It's just I think it's just because I like to drink a lot of water and
There's nothing
stuff. So
wrong
it's
with it.
hard, like 3 bottles of water doesn't feel like enough.
He
Well,
didn't say
that's
three, he
because
said
remember,
4.
that's where you are now.
You
When
don't
you came
listen.
through, you got to work it out. It ain't gonna happen overnight because you didn't get there overnight. So
That's right.
you have to work from your baseline first, and then you got to give it time so that it makes the change. It'll happen, but you can't do it overnight. It ain't gonna happen like that. Okay? So
Yes.
follow the instructions I gave you, okay? And
All
just
right, yeah.
okay? All
All
right.
All right,
right.
thank
Oh,
you.
Dr. Paul, I just wanted to say one thing she had mentioned, just, I don't know, maybe it skipped, but she made the statement earlier, drinking too much alkaline water isn't good for you. And I said, whoa, where'd you get that
No, I didn't miss, I
from?
missed that one. See what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, she did say that, Dr.
Remember,
Pierre.
that's
Yes, you
actually
said it.
that's the alkaline, remember, is the frequency. That's all it is. You're talking about those accelerated waters like the reverse osmosis waters. Those are the bad ones. Never when you have a spring water that is going to be a problem because it has plenty of minerals in it that balance itself out. So you can't mess with it. Oh, Big B almost said something that Reverend Knight said. You can't lose with stuff God
With stuff I use. I know that's right, buddy.
I
He
almost
knew,
went
he knew what
there.
he was talking about too.
Yes,
And
indeed.
also,
Oh,
and
got
also,
it.
you
So,
have a,
so what you
oh,
got to do? You gotta understand. You gotta trust the system. See, people don't believe anything because we haven't been taught anything. So people
Yes.
don't have no knowledge base. We're all over the place. That's why we say fundamentally what I'm showing you here. These are African concepts that go back thousands of years. Half the body weight in ounces. Drinking between a certain time. 15 hours a day is your water right there. 4 a.m., 7 p.m. Circadian rhythm. Got it? All that stuff. So that's the key. All right.
also, you taught us that our bodies need to be 80% alkaline and 20% acidic. So there's
That's
no way
right.
if she's drinking the right water that
That's
is
right.
too much alkaline is bad for you.
Yeah,
So
it
we need
takes care of
enough
itself. It's a
alkaline.
perfect system
Right.
created by itself. And it's the 80-20
Yeah.
split, we call it. The 80-20
Yeah.
split. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Dr.
Ron. Appreciate you. All right. Good questions. Good
All
stuff.
right.
Thank you.
Got a lot of
Dr.
them.
Paul, can you repeat that of what time you said to drink water? Did you
Okay,
say
part of your
4 in the morning?
the circadian rhythm. Download the Mastering a Healthy Lifestyle on the website. Okay, and on there you're going to see circadian rhythm. The time that you should be drinking water is a time frame. Doesn't mean you have to start this early, but this is the time based on The cleansing cycle begins 4 a.m. in the morning. Got it? So 7 p.m. at night. Got it? So you went through actually 3 cycles right there. The 15 hours you got to get it in. And in that cycle, every time you drink water, you're going to eliminate every 2 to 3 hours. Got it? So that'll help you when you're traveling or you're on the road. So if it's before that amount, there may be a bladder issue. Got it? So usually we got to watch that. So that's your intake cycle. Prophet has just dropped it into the box there for everybody.
Yeah, it's there.
But
Yep.
download the Mastering a Healthy Lifestyle. You know what Neitha was just talking about. It's right there. I put it right there for circadian rhythm, cycles of the body. Know where you are at all time, and don't break the rules, as we say. Don't break the rules. Got
Yeah,
it?
I keep track of how much water I drink, and I notice that when I drink I'm not all the way there to my half of my body weight, but I'm really close. But I realize when I drink all that water, I don't get as much food in as that I'm supposed to get in. Like for instance, like the protein part.
Well,
It's
remember
like,
now, it's not based on quantity, it's quality.
Quality, yes.
Got it? So you can take a small handful of what you need, and that's it. Body says, I'm good. Stop sending that signal to the brain. It's this signal called leptins or ghrelin. There's 2 signals that go to your brain from your stomach. Yeah, two signals. One says I'm full, that's called leptins, and the other one is what's called ghrelin, and then that's the one saying send some food up here, down here, because she ain't eating or he ain't eating. You better get some food down here because we're not assimilating no nutrients.
Yeah, buddy.
Got it?
That's
So
right.
one says I need food, the other one says I'm full. Got it? So those are the 2 things you got to keep in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a bit challenging. Taking in the water and then trying to get as much nutrients that I should be getting into my body.
No, if you do those green drinks, you'll be straight.
I know that's right.
That's what the green drinks are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the green drinks will do it. If you keep the green drinks going, the green drinks are land and sea. That's the highest form of nutrients. So the body says, I got one game. My one game is energy, hydrogen. And the highest form of hydrogen is what? Land and sea. Something from the land, something from the ocean. And that's why in the green drink, it's a combination of both. So anything that you do, just try to make sure you're not getting, see, a lot of what's happening with the vegetarian and the vegans is that we're getting food and we're juicing foods that are already been processed and they have lack of nutrients. Remember they said 1947, the food doesn't have 47% of its nutrients. We in trouble. That means the food has been denatured. Y'all remember them? That's why I'm whipping out the nitrites and all that stuff. Telling y'all, if you're going to juice, if you're a vegan and vegetarian and you're doing something outside the box, you better grab one of these right here.
I know that's right.
You better grab one because the levels of nitrates are so high right now, especially with melons, and the things that grow in the ground. So you got to be careful. You got to know what you're eating right now. All right, good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's go up and go. Yvette was just talking. She's the next one up. Yvette, you there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Dr. Paul, question. You always say whatever herb works best for you. However, I have a friend that I introduced because they had diabetes, and I introduced them to the Gymnemia sylvestris, and it's been working for them a whole lot. Their sugar numbers have been really, really good.
Good.
But at Penn Herbs, they've been out of stock of the Gymnemia sylvestra. That's where he likes to get it from. So I started doing some homework and researching and stuff and looking for something with comparison to the Gymnemia. So what do you feel about the chromium herb
Well, chromium is just one of the ingredients. I say, remember, your pancreas needs more than just chromium. That's just one of the elements that the pancreas says I need to balance in order to create this insulin. It's chromium, magnesium, and vanadium. Got it? Those 3. They kind of dance. They're doing the dance. And that, along with proper water, stay off of concentration. That's the way the body balances out when it's starting to make insulin. Now, if you can't find Gymnema, there's several other ones. Prophetess, I think we may have had a list already of the herbs that I did for diabetes. If you
I
want to
have it
put
up.
that in there, you.
Well, I was gonna say, if Penn Herbs doesn't have it, you go to another store.
Just check it out online. Gymnema, the official word, the official name is Gymnema sylvestre. Sylvestre.
Right. That's the one
You can get it at
Amazon has it.
Yeah,
Mary Reese has it too.
Mom's Market.
Yeah, it's
Mom's
all over the
Market.
place. It's probably because you're living in Philadelphia and people know about the benefits of it. But also, let me give you a couple other ones. Okay,
You can get it
Wait,
online.
there's another one.
there is in other stores and stuff. He liked that brand down there. Plus, the price was right. For that
Okay, I got you.
Oh.
Oh, see, now we talking about Price is Right.
Yeah.
Now the price was right at the Penn Herbs for the Gymnema and Sylvester. But you can say it
Same
chromium
product.
and what else?
See, remember now, only reason I'm saying instead of doing the chromium, because remember, chromium is an isolated. It's isolated. It's separated, isolated, and divided from its source. And whenever that happens, you're not getting the maximum nutrient from the herb. So they took that chromium from somewhere. They took it from the plant. You got it? So why do that when you can just go back to the plant, just get it from another source? You got it? Now, there's other things that have those.
The plant is the Gymnema?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Plant would be the Gymnema, but there's other things. There's bitter melon. You got bitter melon. Got it? You also have genostema. Genostema.
Okay.
You also have Banaba. Banaba. B-A-N-A-B-A.
Yeah.
You also
What
have.
About verbene? What about verbene?
Verbene, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You also have any of the blueberries, the bayberries. Got it?
Okay.
That's all good. The huckleberries. All good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Workout queen.
All right.
I gotta get back on my 5 days with Dr. Dad.
All right.
All right. Good stuff. All right.
I have one comment, then we'll go up to Kathy in the corner. A question, Dr. Paul. Question: how long does the childhood vaccine stay in young children's system? Is it possible to detox?
Yes and yes. Yes, it's possible always to detox anything in the system. How long it stays depends on what is actually being, whatever shot that was. They have to be an evaluation on that, of course.
Right.
If they're in the space where they want to have that evaluated, and you need to go to number one, find out what the list of whatever it was, if it's a concern.
Yeah.
We have a protocol that we take you through if that's your choice, if that's the family's choice or what you want to do. I can help you with that process, but I would say definitely get an assessment first. Yeah. And consultation is fine. Phone consultations are fine. And then we sort of ask those specific probing questions to help you make a better decision. Okay.
Okay. All right, Sherry. So reach out to Dr. P. All right. All right, Kathy Hensford, you there?
Yes, hello. Good evening, everyone.
Right. Good evening.
Hi, Kathy.
Good evening. Dr. Paul, first of all, I want to thank you for your consistency, for the testimonials that people say, for the experts that you bring in to just encourage us to keep going, because, it just takes all of that. And sometimes it just clicks. It just clicks at a certain point, even though you say it all the time, like you said, crawl, walk, run. And I just want to thank you for what you do in that regard. Because
well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you. We all need that encouragement. And y'all know I hit y'all over the head with it too much. I say, it got to come from another place. Because sometimes y'all too close to the tree.
Yeah, man. Don't we know?
Y'all too close to the tree.
Everybody come off of mute and give Dr. Paul a hand.
You are in my head. I was thinking the same thing. Yes.
You all have used your time for your question.
Yes. Dr. Paul.
All right.
I appreciate y'all.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Kathy. Kathy, you still there?
Yes,
Get
I
off
am.
my phone.
Kathy. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you, Kathy,
that
so
go
much.
over my
I think
head?
she's got a question. I think she still got a question.
Oh, okay. Anyway, two things quickly. First of all, I appreciate the person who said their goal.
Oh, wait a minute.
Phyllis,
Hold on.
can you mute, please?
Somebody mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Phyllis's iPhone.
Phyllis.
There you go. Okay, she got
Okay.
it. Go ahead, Kathy.
First of all, whoever said earlier that their goal is to get all greens on their report, and I'm just thinking green's going to get me greens. So
Yeah. Ooh,
that's going to be that's a good goal, and I like that. I like that goal.
Yes.
I just want to say something, and I always said I'm not meaning to come from left field or to say something crazy, but I know recently of somebody who temporarily lost their vision, and then they were diagnosed with MS, were given some kind of medication, and had a stroke, and in the hospital. Now, but then the person was in the hospital, and they were allowed to do DoorDash.
My Lord.
I mean, I don't get how hospitals allow people to do DoorDash. I don't. I mean, am I naive?
Yes.
No. It's
Yes. Meaning, you can't believe what they do and tell you in the hospitals. You have to get that in your head. They're not coming from a holistic perspective.
It's almost just like it's just providing a service now. It's not even about health anymore. Or if you're in a condition, you have somebody in critical condition, and you're giving them, you're allowing them to do things like Scrapple. I remember one time I was like, "Yo, you're feeding people Scrapple and IC? What's wrong with y'all?"
That's what I'm saying. But as the person was leaving, they're saying, "Oh, you're taking that." They're 35 years old. The person is 35 years old. They said, well, you're taking enough medication for an old lady. Now, I mean, and maybe I'm giving you a deficit model, but I'm dumbfounded. So I'm going to call this person and try to, they're in South Carolina, but try to talk to them about, food choices, water, maybe even calling you.
It all starts from the transformation happens again from the renewing of the mind. If you don't know any better, you can't do better. And we've been miseducated so bad, to the point where we haven't been taught this in school, and that we've just been told the pyramid is the way to do it, and that pyramid literally should be flipped upside down. That's really what it should be.
So true.
But this is going back to why we are the highest in the world in chronic diseases. We are the highest in the world in chronic diseases right here in the United States. Got it? So what that means is that we have to understand how to eat right, but we have to have some rules and principles. There are no rules. It's 24 hours. You can go out and get a sandwich anywhere. These places are open drive-through 24 hours.
And I wonder if I had not tuned into you, and I remember the very day I heard you before the pandemic, driving to the Kroc Center, listening to you on a Saturday morning. And I wonder if I had not found you, would I still be, would that seem normal to me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to look down on anybody. I'm just trying to say, wow.
Yeah, well, God is good. Divine energy is divine energy. See, when you start to and this is why we say get your mind right, okay? Because when you start to think right, you start to now draw that energy on the same frequency. So people say it's happenstance. It just happened that, when we were talking about that same thing this week. No, it drew to the universe, brings things to you based on what you do and what you think about. Wow. You ever see somebody in their face? You ever see me? Y'all see me right here, right? Can y'all see me? Everybody see me? You ever go up to somebody and they look like this big?
Yep, man, please. Yeah, buddy.
And they got all the wrinkles and it look like they're mad. And they say, "You all right?" You say, "I'm all right. I feel great." You don't look like you're great. Because what they're thinking about is starting to now manifest on their face. So what you think about is what you're going to draw to you. Remember, man thinketh, so he is. So when you keep thinking about these bad things, that's why stuff always happens to some people. They say, man, stuff always
My
happens.
goodness.
That's because you're drawing that energy, like draw like. So what does that mean? It works on the other side too. So if you start talking about changing your language, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna get this new job. We're gonna get this, this new house. We're gonna get this new whatever you're trying to do. Guess what? After a while, something's gonna show up right at your doorstep. It's
I know
gonna be
that's
the
right.
laws of the universe.
I
It's
know
gonna
that's right,
draw
man.
to you because you're talking about it. You're bringing conscious thought. You got it. So that's why I always tell people, first thing you got to do, you got to start changing your language. You got to change your
buddy.
language.
Yes, sir.
You got to stop saying, "You make me sick." You get
You
on my
guys
nerves.
gotta start hearing
Change your
yourself.
thinking, change your life.
We call it stinking thinking.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, Big B. You remember that? My daddy said, "Little Paul." He said, "Don't you start no stinking thinking."
All day long. All right, Kathy.
Thank you so much. May you
Kathy.
receive a tenfold blessing. Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you. I received that. That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right, Dr. P, we go to Danny right next to her, and then Clara. Danny? Danny? There you go.
Hi, Dr. Paul.
Hey, what's up, Danny?
So remember when I seen you earlier, I forgot to bring my vitamins with me.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
These are, how do I flip this around?
Yeah, give me the name of those. You were talking about you were going to give me the name.
So I don't know if you can see it. It's by Mega Food. It's called Baby and Me Too.
And Me Too?
Yeah, Baby and Me
Prenatals,
Too.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to check it out for you.
Okay. And then
I'm gonna check it out.
also I'm taking Chastity Berry. Is that
Mhm.
good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you're taking all of those the herbs that are from lore that women took in their process of when they're starting to give birth and actually do that. Because I want you to tell those that may be listening for the first time, give them your testimony, girl, real quick. I know I'm putting you out on blast, but I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Yes.
Thank you. So my husband and I were having a hard time conceiving, and my aunt introduced us to the family tree, and we started taking the green drink, the coral calcium, along with the prenatal vitamins, and we're finally pregnant.
Well, shut your mouth. Well, hallelujah.
Congratulations.
Go ahead, congratulations. That's what it's all about, guys. Yes.
Life gives life.
Yes, and
That's right.
and remember, Danny, you both came in and got an assessment. That's the key. The key is you get an assessment because you got to know where you are. What is your body saying? And then you specialize it. And here you go. Boom, you're pregnant. Ain't that amazing?
See?
Good. All right, y'all so proud of her. She got the smile. She came in just
Look
like
at
that.
I see her grin. She gonna bust out the side of her cameras.
When
Bam,
she
bam,
came in,
bam.
she was lighting up the room. She was like glowing. I said, "Girl, you way beyond glowing."
Oh boy.
Lit up the room.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out
All
to
right,
you
Daddy.
and DJ
Thank
Reese. That's my man.
Yeah.
All right.
So
All right, Clara, you up next. I saw you dropped that line. You still have your question?
No, I didn't mean to raise my hand. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, very good. Now let's see. Michelle Jackson.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing?
That's fine.
Evening, Michelle.
Good,
how are
good,
you?
good.
Mm-hmm.
My mother-in-law was on, but she, or I guess her signal or something, she dropped off. But she has fibromyalgia, and she does do Pilates as resistance training. But she wants to know what is it that she could use to help her fibromyalgia.
Yeah, whenever you're talking about fibromyalgia, autoimmune, you have to start to look at. We first say get an assessment. Okay, so are you in Philadelphia area?
She is not. She's in Houston.
In Houston, okay, we can start with a conversation over the phone.
Okay.
Usually we go through a set of pros. And with that, understanding that fibromyalgia is just one of the autoimmune, that just means that we have to go back to cleaning the blood. Got it? That's what we have to do. See, what happens is the blood is the issue that most people that are causing the mixed signals. The liver starts to send the signals out to the body to determine what's going on. Am I cleaning? I'm doing this. It does a million things. So when we have tired, you remember old folks used to call it tired
Tired
blood,
blood.
or yep, tired blood. That means that the body can and it's sending mixed signals. And they'll say, oh, well, the body's attacking itself. It's not attacking itself. This sending is too much sludge in the system and it can't process properly. So we start with cleaning the blood. This is not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. We start with blood cleansers, but you start with that. With the herbs, we know we got to clean the blood. You start with the water. Got it? So what kind of water is she taking? That would be your first question for her.
The crystal geyser.
Right. And then make sure it's half the body weight in ounces. And then after that, we move into the specific herbs that would be beneficial for her. Okay. And just in general, of course, because she would have to be assessed to be exact. But we start there first. And then staying away from those certain foods. See, what's happening is it's going to affect eventually the bones, the joints, the ligaments, the connective tissue. And this is what's causing pain.
Yeah, it actually already is. It's affecting her hips.
Yeah, because remember, when the body's in a state of acid, it's trying to go to the number one place that it can get the most calcium, which is in the hip bone or the pelvic floor. That's the most calcium deposit in the entire body is in your hip. So that's why we got all these hip replacements. It just means the body's in a state of acidosis. Got it? It's trying to correct the problem. It'll also go after the knees, the joints, the ligaments, the connective tissue, sticky or trigger fingers, things like that. So it also tightens muscles really tight. That means it's pulling the potassium out of you. Your magnesium is pulling out of your body. So that's why we start to do the green drinks. So along with the water, you got to make sure your hydration is right. You got to test your pH on a regular basis. That's what we do. And that happy balance is where we start. So I would say let's start with a phone consultation and we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I'll relay the message to her.
Okay. Thank you so much. And she did. She was in. She might have stepped out. Let me see here.
I don't think she got back in.
Yeah, nobody's back in. Yeah, okay. No problem.
Okay.
Just tell you have my number, right? You have the number
Yes.
for those that are listening. For those that are listening that may have just joined us, if you need a contact or doing one-on-one assessment, we're in Philadelphia, but we also can do phone consultations. It's 1-877-377-2854. All right. And
thank you, Dr. Paul.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Appreciate you. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, let's see what we got there.
Okay, Dr. Paul, we got Harai up. Yeah, Harai up in the corner. Harai is up in the corner. Yep.
Pulling up the anchor, ain't she? She pulling up the anchor.
She pull up the anchor.
She pulling up the anchor.
Look, y'all can't say nothing. I stood out there knocking on that door for about 15 minutes. Bill, why didn't you let me in?
Because I couldn't. Girl, don't you start. Don't you start.
It's cold out
Because I
there.
know it was you. I said, you need to be outside in the wind.
You know what? I was looking for the information that I wanted to share because I'm in another group, and this past session they had one of the head women that is involved in the Black farmers. I mean, she is on so many boards and panels and getting so many multi-million dollars for the Black farmers. But I wanted to share her information up, so I was trying to find it.
Okay.
And I think I copied it and didn't paste it. But anyway, I still have
Dr. Simmons? Is that Dr. Carol Simmons?
Pardon?
Dr. Carol Simmons?
I think that's it. Wait a minute. I think that's it.
She'll
Yes.
be on the show in a couple of weeks. She's busy writing some grants now, but she'll be.
Oh, good. Good. Well, I'm glad to know that the spirit is moving us on all on the same page. But I was just wondering because one thing that she said was that if you're doing
your mic is getting quiet, guys. Speak up a little.
Okay.
There you go, right there.
I got to lean over here like this.
Yeah.
She said if you're doing mass production of farming, you're going to have to use chemicals. And that was one of my main inputs was that, what good is all of this getting the money for the farmers and everything now that we've arrived at this point, if when we sit down at our table, we're killing ourselves with what we're eating. But I just wanted to know if the brains over here could connect with the brains over there. And I don't know if anybody knows of any method to do for it has to be. And we've been eating food since the earth was put here. So it has to be a method of producing food without chemicals.
Yeah. There absolutely is. There absolutely is.
There is.
We have a lot of methods for doing that. And that's what we present to the UN. Always is going to come down to the politics and the logistics. That's what it always comes down to. There's absolutely ways of doing it. So you can't beat God at his system. Remember, you can't be taking an organic seed, putting in organic soils that's non-genetically modified, and taking water and then it's sunshine. You can't beat it. That's the perfect system right there. It'll never go away. And we will pass away long before that earth will ever stop to doing that.
Amen.
It's a perfect system. So that's why when they come up with this stuff, that means politics is involved. Got it? They're trying to do control and manipulation of the system products and things like that. So
I just was hoping that now that we have a connection with a majority group of Black farmers, and I emphasize Black farmers because, but then again, they may be subjugated to if they want that money, they have to go along with with the program,
Yeah, and they need our support too. Because when I talk to the Black farmers, the biggest problem is always the support. The fact that
indeed.
they say, God, we got all the land, we can plant anything. We just don't have the workers. People don't want to work. And knowing that working in that area is hard. And people don't want to do it. So we have to find those and recruit those that want to be a part of it. I think this is a perfect place right here on the family tree. What you think, Big Wade?
Yeah, buddy. Always, my friend.
So,
there's always a way. My nonprofit is very small, but I was able to connect with one of the farmers that has a ranch. And now I'm working on a program of taking some of the inner city kids and sending them to the ranch. It's just in the idea stage. Like I said, we're small, but everything has to have a starting place.
Absolutely. You know what I was always taught in naturopathy school, and now I learned this directly from Dr. Africa. He said, never negate the fact of small beginnings.
Amen.
Because
So
when
very
you're
true.
building, you're building what's called a centrifugal force. And when you start to bend that, now you start to spin, you ever see a top spin? It start to spin wider and wider and
Yeah,
wider.
yeah.
You're touching everybody. That's what he always told us. He said, start small, don't negate those small beginnings because they become gigantic circles. Got it? Right. So keep that in mind. Keep up the good work, all right, Raya?
Yeah, that was my little 2 cents for this evening.
Oh, okay. That's more than 2 cents. You get more than 2 cents now.
All right.
Thank
Dr.
you.
we got Pam Wheeler, our very last one. She's the last one up there, and then we're at 47.
All right,
Pamela,
Pam.
you there?
Hey, Pamela.
Hello.
Hey.
Quick question. I went to the eye doctor and he was saying that I was pre-glaucomic, and I guess the numbers were different from the last time. I don't know what the numbers mean that he was talking about. He said it went from like 145 to 11.
Yeah.
And I have to go back in 6 months. And when I come back, if it is, still the same, he's going to put me on medication.
Right. He's talking about the pressure building up in the eye. Okay. Do you have high blood pressure already? Do you have high blood pressure?
No.
Okay. So where are your numbers when you say when your pressure? Do you take it regularly on a regular basis?
Your blood pressure, Pamela.
My blood pressure numbers?
Yeah. What are your blood pressure numbers?
130/80.
Okay. So what's happening is you got to start with cleansing the eye first. So long as the pressure is under control, that means that it may be food choices that are causing concentration. You got to watch the concentration, because what happens is you have these, matter of fact, the eyes have the cranial arteries are very small in the eyes. But if the pressure is getting too high somewhere or something because it's pulling the moisture out of the eyes, they're going to get blocked up. That's going to cause things like, of course, first thing usually starts with cataracts, mucus in the eye, and then again, that's where the pressure comes. So what you got to start with, we usually start with first taking like an eye wash. You ever did an eye wash?
Yes.
Are you doing an eye wash right now? What are you doing right now?
I'm not doing anything, but I do have the in my cabinet that was it Dr. Christopher.
Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright formula. That's one of the many things that you can do, but make sure your pH, you got to test that pH. Start to get things that dilate also. Vessels dilate to open up. So it opens up to allow the flow of the circulation to go into the eye. So things like the food choices would be things like beets, like big B beets over there. Things like cayenne pepper, things like parsley, cilantro, things like bok choy, celery, and of course the allium family, any of the allium family. Those are dilators. So it helps to open that up. But I would say really watch your pressure though with the food choices. Watch your food choices. Okay, look around and say, is there anything I'm getting too concentrated foods of, and if your water is on point, because sometimes that marriage is not totally balanced. So you got to make sure you're getting proper amount of water. And I know you got the right water, right?
Right.
So how's your water been? Has it been able to get it in okay?
Probably could drink more.
Yeah, just make sure your water is on point. Usually there are herbs. I could say there's a couple of herbs that are in that Dr. Christopher's formula that you can pull out. And one of them that specifically we say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food, but so it would be lutein, okay, and zeaxanthin. Okay. Lutein and zeaxanthin. That along with the herb eye bright. Sometimes people will get a better reaction by just taking that one herb. So eye bright is a good herb.
Can you take it as a tea?
You can take it as a tea, but if you take it as a tea, that's going to dehydrate you. I would take it as a capsule. Are you taking a lot of teas?
No.
Okay. Watch the teas because some teas have oxalates. You got to watch those things that concentrated. So watch the refined sugar, refined salt, refined oils, right? No hydrogenization, which means like watch the peanut butters. Okay, watch out for creamers. Watch the cheese, the dairies, things that are thick, creamy, things that pour slow. Got it? All these things are dehydrating because that's what happens with the eyes. Okay, and just try to do an eye wash like every day. You can take the crystal geyser, it's about 2/3 high in the eyeglass, and just flush the eye twice a day. That usually helps also.
Thank you.
All right.
You know, Dr. Paul, the key word is consistency.
That is
Because
it.
we all have all these things, but they're not going to do any good if you don't use them.
That's correct. That's correct. So definitely we got to stay consistently, and then you just work it into your game plan. You know how you remember when your mom told you, when your mom and your dad told you to brush your teeth in the morning.
Yeah,
And you're
man.
like, yeah, I gotta brush my teeth in the morning. Oh
Again?
man, again. I just
Again?
brushed them yesterday. What happens after now when you older, you don't even think about it. You'll be on the phone talking to somebody and brushing your teeth. You know, you don't even think about it. It becomes a natural flow of what
Right.
you do. You got to work it into your game and that it becomes natural. So it gets in the DNA when after a while, you know, you can look forward to brushing your teeth now.
Yep.
All right. All right.
And Dr. Hall, especially if we got to the point where we still got them when we get there. Hallelujah.
Yeah. That's a good point there, Big B. That's a good point. You're glad to see
you'll be glad.
You're
All
glad
right,
to
then
see
one last question, Dr. B. Is magnesium stearate good to take? That comes from Tracy.
Yes, it is. Yes, magnesium is good. I always say though, remember not to separate, isolate, or divide it. Go back to the source from the highest magnesium comes from. That's the alfalfa. You know, the
Right.
things like the deep dark vegetables, things like that. Magnesium is the center ion. It needs no oxygen to burn. Got it? So it's the one that basically can make things happen. It opens the door for calcium. So it's good if you get it separate. But I say get it from the source from which it
There you
comes,
go.
which is the plan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. There we are. That's it, everybody.
All right,
the
Big
questions.
B. I think that's it, buddy.
Yeah, man. That's it, buddy. That's it.
All right. So tell the family how they can stay on board with us and keeping us afloat and support the family tree. And also, I want to give another shout out for Big B. Thank you, buddy, for all that you do when you're posting and you're putting and you're doing the editing and making it available so people can actually see the past shows and things. So it starts with supporting us. So Big B, tell them how they can support us.
And wait, Dr. B, you know what's so crazy? They had no idea, buddy, because I've been getting beat up in the middle of the night trying to get stuff out.
Yes, he does.
And by the way, also the questions, there have been a lot of questions of folk who have actually missed, and we didn't have a chance to get them in during the program each week, the class each week. Then they send it out to me during the weekend. I send that info out to Dr. Paul, and then he gets right back to you. So remember, it's not just here. We're working at this thing all the time. We want to make sure that everybody gets the information so that we can all stay healthy and alive. Okay. And to make sure we do that, Dr. Paul, we got to do what? We want to make sure that you get a copy of this, and we do that by doing what? Sending me an email to mechavideo@gmail.com. That's mechavideo@gmail.com. And to continue to support the family tree, use my Cash App, and that's $BILMORGAN, $BILMORGAN. If you use the bank, that ID number is mechavideo through Zelle. That's mechavideo@comcast.net, mechavideo@comcast.net, or the post office box in Mullica Hill. That's Bill Morgan, P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062. Bring your friends, bring your enemies, bring your frenemies, bring everybody right here to Hope Day on the Family Tree. That's right. Yes, sir.
Right,
Thanks, Brother Bill. Thanks, Brother Bill.
Yeah, always. My pleasure.
This evening, y'all. Did you learn anything?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you, Big. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. Thank you, Big B.
Yes, sir. Always.
Share the information. Now, I want to say also, let's give a shout out for Prophetess over there.
Yes, he always. Prophetess holds us up.
No, this she is.
Smoking fingers. Smoking fingers.
They call it smoking the fingers. Go ahead.
They got smoky fingers now.
Go ahead. That's what's up.
All right, Tim Hand, and also with the host with the most, let's give him another shout out.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Yes, sir, buddy.
All right,
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
And you continue to keep on point. We say be encouraged, family. We say that this is spreading. The family tree is getting recognition all over the world. We got folks from all over the world. Share the information. It's so important that you share the information, because when you have the information, you have a testimony. Don't hold on to it. Say that. Don't hold on to it. Share it, because it's
That's
only
right. Don't hold on to
it,
it, guys.
So God bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And remember, if you're breathing,
you got a shot.
Yes.
All right. Let's get a hands up.
Oh, we got to tap. Who's Martin?
Martin, get up.
All right. Now.
Come on down. All right, back. I see you back with that great testimony, buddy. Took care of us.
Yeah.
Tap. Come on down. Remember, this is a little Qigong. Little Qigong. You should tap yourself every morning. Y'all believe that? You gotta tap yourself.
Yep.
On the hands. Good. And breathe. Good. Open it up on the inside and move. We want to welcome all those first time that are coming through. Don't let this be your last time. Come on back and bring somebody next time. Got it? This information will be available on Facebook, and Big D, you're going to put it also on YouTube. Okay?
Yes, sir. Have it on YouTube.
Right,
YouTube and Facebook.
All right, so we breathe in.
By the way, family, you get the link. You get the link to Facebook and YouTube in your request when you request the check.
Breathe out. Good. Y'all got a good groove tonight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Want to thank also God for showing up. Let's get
Yeah. Big.
That's some good stuff. I hope y'all gonna put some of this stuff together, right?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Bobby couldn't be more perfect.
Gonna get that energy going. Y'all feel that heat in your hand? You feel it? You feel it? You gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. Big right, baby. You feel it? Yeah,
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Starting to heat up. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Smoking,
It's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow, y'all. Good. And then you take it and give yourself an energy bath. Come on down. There you go. You don't even have to touch yourself. Just bring it on down. That changes the polarity charge all throughout the body. Goes all the way down, grounds the body. Good. If you have something like a shoulder or a knee or something that's in pain, you can take this and put that energy right on that area. Right on that area of that shoulder. Start to relieve the pain. Move that stuff out of there. Good. Bring it on down. Bring it on down. Clap. Clap. Up. Clap. Clap. And rub. Clap. Good. Clap. One more time. And stop. Move the top one. Keep the bottom one still. You feel that energy? You can go like this and you can almost feel a ball right in the middle. Y'all feel that? Ooh, that energy.
Yeah,
So take that with good intentions. Bless yourself. God bless y'all again. And God keep y'all. And thanks for tuning in to the family.
Red tree. Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead, Tracy. I see you, Tracy. I see ya. Also, shout out to Dr. Lenny. Dr. Lenny's birthday is tomorrow, y'all.
That's
Give him a
right.
call. Give him a shout.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Dr. Lenny be 28 years old. Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Lenny. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Yes, sir.
Many more.
All right. Now. All right, my red. Yeah. Sydney.
God bless.
All right, that's right. Joanne.
So we'll see y'all next week. We'll see you on the weekend.
Hey, Frida.
WRD 900.
All right. Good to see you.
On the Green Hour. Also on the Dr. Paul Show on Saturday morning. Tune in, y'all.
Yeah, man.
We'll see y'all. Be good. Y'all stay over there.
Everybody,
Right, make sure you vote. Already did mine, y'all. Get around, do the damage. I already did mine. All right. Do the Margaret. Hey, now. Do the Margaret. Hey.
I see you, Margaret.
Do the Margaret. Hey. See that? Margaret set a fence to the ball. What's it go by? All right, buddy. See, all right, man. And we'll see you on the weekend.
All right. Love y'all.
Good night, man. Blessings, buddy.